So I put out a poll the other day asking what PSVR2 game you guys would like me to cover next, and the overwhelming majority of you said No Man's Sky. And to be honest, I understand why you guys said that. For those of you unfamiliar, No Man's Sky is a massively open world, optionally multiplayer, sandbox, survival, space game. That sounds very broad, and it is, because the game has so much to do content-wise that it makes the launch version of itself look like a scratch game. However, that's not the reason I'm talking about it. I've played No Man's Sky before, I've even covered No Man's Sky on the channel years ago, in VR and non-VR, but No Man's Sky on PSVR 2 is an experience that made me say wow, and an experience that made me say, what?
Now, I don't care about this little base that I've made. Couldn't care less. What I do care about is why is my ship up there?
Because it's really confusing. Now, before I spring the confusing part on you, let's go over the not confusing part, and that is that No Man's Sky is fully playable on PSVR 2 with motion controls, and somebody was actually asking me about controls, and we'll get onto that as well in a second. But the entire game is playable in VR. From start to end game content can be done fully in virtual reality. That is a massive statement in itself. All of its worlds come brilliantly to life.
Okay, now this looks nuts. This is where the panels really come into effect on the PSVR 2. Okay, first time I've come to a planet and I've genuinely been like, my jaw on the floor. Because that's ridiculous looking.
Your ships have true scale. The fauna and flora around you have never looked and felt more alive than they are. I mean, seeing these tunneling things in VR in full scale was a big no-no for me.
What is that? My plan was to head over to this little lake and explore it, but I don't know how I feel about that right now, looking at all of this stuff.
Being able to build bases and see the scale of what you're creating right in front of your eyes, looking up and seeing a cruiser pop into the atmosphere, and being able to jump in your ship in VR, follow it up and fly next to it, you just can't beat it. The planets themselves look stunning, especially the planets with rings. It's an experience you can't get anywhere else. Simply put.
I love just letting it cruise, you know, just watching the sights. That is nuts. Jesus. I'm gonna crash into a mountain. Whoa. What are you? What are you, planet? I don't know. Wow, that looks... Jesus Christ, that's nuts. Yeah, this is just Iron Lung the planet. Oh my god, that's like volcanoes or something.
However, there's a little bit of jank, and a lot of the jank comes from the moveset. Now, I'm going to explain the moveset now. Please skip to the timecode on screen that you see right now if you already know how to use the controls or just don't care. For people who don't, here's a little guide through the menus and how to access different sub-menus.
So the controls are a little weird, and I actually had somebody in my comments earlier this week ask me about controls for this game. Why is the music being very loud? So, obviously you've got your sticks to move forward and back, everything like that. But where the real stuff comes in is to access basically everything you need. You've got to go to your wrist. So you've got your quick menu, which you use your grip buttons to switch between. Your summoning, your creatures, your utilities, everything's here. And then if we get rid of that by pressing the left trigger, you can go back, access your inventory through this and use the right stick to switch between different inventories. And then finally you've got your build menu, which works essentially the same way with your right stick going across all of these. Now you might be thinking, okay, we're missing a few controls. And that's because these are the controls for your multi-tool, and these will be on your other hand when you bring it out. So you can switch mode, everything like that, reload, whatever, scan. But to scan otherwise, use your left stick and press it in. Obviously it's recharging now, but it would. There you go. And to sprint, you press your right stick in, which is odd because that's not really usually your sprinting button. Now, one cool thing about No Man's Sky in VR is that you have legs. They have actual legs. Now, this isn't on by default, and you have to turn it on in your settings menu. It's somewhere here. Maybe it's in camera. Perhaps. Yeah, there we go. Show body in VR. Turn that on, and you'll see your body. Which is awesome, because I never used to have arms before, but now I do.
Now, I mentioned that that was part of the jank. and the other part of the jank comes from what seems to be the port or update itself. Now, most of the time, things run completely smoothly. It's absolutely perfect, to be honest. Although, the first question mark that popped into my head was why the visuals look muddy. Now, they looked blurry on PSVR, the original headset as well. If you looked into the distance, the mountains wouldn't look sharp at all. It would be like it was being pixelated right in front of your eyes. And surprisingly, that effect carries onto the PSVR2 headset as well. Now, this confuses me, and I think the internet might have the answer. What people are saying is that Hello Games was not forced but encouraged to put their patch out for day one for PSVR2, due to maybe a deal with Sony, and they pushed out an earlier version of the update where the visuals aren't quite there yet, and other features such as gripping your multi-tool with two hands haven't been implemented. The other reason people are saying this is because No Man's Sky just kind of popped into existence on launch day. It was a confirmed launch window, but I have a feeling that Hello Games maybe wanted a little more time to polish it out, and I'm hoping an update comes soon that brushes up the visuals because they just really aren't up to standard compared to other PSVR 2 games. The game has also crashed on me a couple of times, and did something that I just kind of can't explain with words, so just watch this.
Get myself comfy. I really don't think the game likes this very much. Yeah, this is terrible. I hate this. What is these things? Like, who decided they would a good addition? Oh my god, it's moving on its own. Oh my god, this is horrible. If I stop it, it just starts jittering about. I want out, I don't care. Oh, but I hate that. Okay, let me out, please. I will kill every last one of you. Move. What the fuck is... Why is the void entered my game? What is happening? Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Whatever that is, I don't like it. Everything is just black cubes. I think I've broken it. Oh my god, what is happening? Okay, we're gonna leave this planet, I think. Like these, like the into the radius void monsters. What the fuck? What the fuck? Stop! 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 Black mass coming towards me. I'm sure you're meant to have a texture, but I don't care. I'm leaving. Goodbye. 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 What the fuck? Nope. Nope. Something is happening to my game currently, and I'm not very happy about it. I think it's because my game crashed and now I've opened it again, and now my hand. I've had the vaccine, boys. It's over for me. Let me out. 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 Oh no! It's more black dots. My game is fucked.
Anyway, aside from that, this is the only game that allows you to explore an infinite galaxy, land on every planet, explore derelict buildings, investigate destroyed space freighters, and on that note, that was the worst mistake I've ever made, because I was excited to do that, but it was a mistake. What you can do is grab some cartographic data, or grab some distress call data, jump in your ship, plug that data in, fly out until you reach the distress call, come out of the pulse drive mode, and you're met with this.
Freighter. Derelict freighter. Search. Okay. Oh my god. I was looking at my watch for a second in real life, and then I look up and see this.
And then you go through what I can only describe as the Halo CE flood level, but in VR, and you're not the Master Chief.
Okay, in we go. Can I hit this? Does it go flying? Oh, it does if I walk into it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. Holy shit, that's far down. Okay. Unsealed door. Oh no, what have I done? Seal irreversibly compromised. Do I want to go down here? Why is No Man's Sky now a horror game? If you're a non-creative, This would be so stressful. I mean, I'm terrified right now. But this would be incredibly stressful and normal. Why is No Man's Sky now a horror game? Like that is pitch black if I take my torch away. Okay. Okay. What's that noise? What was that noise? What is that? I don't... There we go. What is that? Is it that? It is that. God, I hate that sound design. That's horrific. Please let me out.
Despite this traumatic experience, and as you may have heard in there, I was in creative mode, and before you pull out your pitchforks and throw them at me, I am going to play this game in survival. I played it on the original PSVR on survival mode, but I did just want to explore the world and see as much as I wanted to, buy whatever ships I wanted to, and upgrade everything that I had. That's my reasoning. You can hate me if you want, it's fine. But it still didn't alleviate any of the stress that I felt going through this destroyed ship. Because everything was right there in front of me, and I hated every second of it. Now, despite all of the blurriness issues and the bugs, which will get fixed, there was an update literally yesterday, I think it was, and I have tested that out. There doesn't seem to be any, or if there are, it's minimal visual improvements, but the game is probably a lot more stable now. It was a 2 gig update, I think. But even with the blurriness, give No Man's Sky a go if you've got it already. Or if it goes on sale for cheap, pick it up, because on PSVR2, the sense of scale and wonder that you're going to experience from this game is unmatched. And Elite Dangerous, the alternative to this game, is no longer being supported on consoles, let alone on PSVR2, so No Man's Sky is your best bet. But it is weirdly one of the games that looks better on the screen you're seeing now in terms of clarity than it does in the actual headset. And I can only hope that a patch improves this. But anyway, there are my thoughts on No Man's Sky in VR. If you do get the chance to try it out, please do. And I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you feel inclined to do so. And I'll see you in the next one.